So today we're going to talk about deck switches. Just different type of deck switches you can do. Deck switches are nice because you can have, a setup deck or, a deck that's completely just mixed up random. And what happens with a deck switch is basically you're going to be able to switch out a deck for another deck. So, like, I don't know. For instance, like I just showed you, I had a mixed up deck, or maybe, I could switch out the pack and then have, a deck that's in completely brand new order. Of course, I'm not going to do something like that here, but I just want you to see that, those are the possibilities of things that you could possibly do. So, but what we are going to learn is how to maybe take a deck, and that's maybe you have it set up in size 7s or something like that, and you can switch it out, or if you have a trick deck, you need to switch it out, or if you need to get that trick deck into play. We're going to talk about a couple different ways to do that, so let's check it out. Okay, so in that performance I did a little switch from a mixed up deck to a deck in new deck order, just to kind of show you how a deck switch would kind of work. Okay, now I'm going to go over this. Normally you wouldn't do the deck switch with the cards out of the box, okay? But what we're going to do this time though is we're going to take the box here, put my cards in the box, and I'm actually going to get a different deck to do the other one with, just so when the switch is done you'll see. Normally you're not going to want to use a different color deck or a different type of deck, because it's going to make it a lot harder for them to know that a switch is actually taking place. Okay. So what I did there is I put the deck in my waistband like this. Now you could put the deck, if you're wearing a belt, you can put it inside the belt. That might be easier than trying to put it on your waistband. And then the other deck is going to be dropped into my front pocket like this. Okay. So now this would be at the end of the trick. You've handed them their card, they're reacting to it, you place the card in the pack, place all the cards back in the box, and then maybe you're talking about the next trick, right? You're talking, and notice what I did, I kind of walked from side to side and talked with my hands like this up. And I came back this way, talking the same way. And the second time I went, my hand kind of dropped down to my side. And as my hand was at my side, let's pretend that I'm going to expose it this way. As my hand's at my side and I'm walking, the deck goes there, my hand comes back, grabs this packet, and I come forward. And I continue to talk and walk around doing the same thing. Okay? Give a little bit of time misdirection after your hand's been down there, you did the switch. You want to just give it a slight amount of time misdirection, maybe 5 to 10 seconds, and then you call up the next person and remove the cards and you're ready to go. Or maybe you're doing an invisible deck, which is really cool. You can take the cards, place them back in the box and say, actually we're going to try something. Sir, would you come help me out? Just hold on to this pack. And now you're going to have to take the cards out of the box, which is really cool. There are different ways to do switches. You don't have to do this pocket to pocket thing. Another one, and I've seen it done, and I think for me, unless there's really good misdirection, it's a pretty bold move to do. But you have one deck in your left pocket that you're going to be using, and the deck that you're switching out of is in your right hand. You're ready to go. You just drop that down into your pocket, reach into your other pocket, and pull out the other deck. And just do it on the offbeat. The trick's ended, you just kind of relax back, and you switch it out. It's that simple. Another way is to do it if you're wearing a suit jacket. A lot of suit jackets have the 2 pockets on the side. You have your switch deck in the bottom one and have your regular deck in your hand. You gotta take the Sharpie back from the spectator that maybe they signed a card with or whatever. You take the Sharpie with the deck in your hand and you gotta put the Sharpie back in your jacket. You put the Sharpie in and the deck in the top pocket. Then you reach into the bottom pocket and come out with the other deck. Now when they're both in the same box and you do this, no one's going to notice anything, okay? So it's really easy to do. I've actually done it with a color switch on the deck too. That is just really hard to get away with. And of course, the way I did it is using the box though. There's an effect that Gregory Wilson does that he doesn't explain it on the DVD. I think it's Pyrotechnic Pasteboards. But he does this effect at the beginning where he has, he claims that he has 2 decks of cards in one box, and he has a red deck or whatever, he sticks it in the red box, pulls it back out, and it's a blue deck, and he tells him he switched it with the other deck. And then he's like, does something with the lights, and he starts to mess with the lights, and then it goes dark in the room. And then he turns the lights back on, and he's oh yeah, I almost forgot. I told you there was 2 decks of cards. Well, there is another one. It's just I gotta get it out. And he taps on it, and he pulls out the second deck. When the lights are out, you can't see anything. He just does the deck switch. So that's a real easy way to do a deck switch. But I've done it. I've changed it up because you can't really do that. A lot of places they don't have dimmer switches that you can reach over and mess with while you're doing your performance. So it's nice to have a different way to do it. So I have one where I'll have just a regular red deck in one pocket of my suit jacket on the outside right hand pocket. I've produced the blue deck from the box, and then I might say something to misdirect, like, and as I turn, I'll switch the packs. And I'll say something like, what did you do, sir, or something like that. You know, I'll give a quick gesture to someone over on the side, like, that doesn't make any sense. And that allows me to turn and misdirect. And then I switch the deck out and I go, oh yeah, I did say there were 2 decks, and then I tap and pull out the red deck from the box. So it seems like I've got 2 decks out of the same box. It's really interesting to do. Yeah, there's a lot of different ways you can switch cards. I just wanted to show you one you can do with pockets, where you could actually have the deck in your pocket like this too. If it's in the box, it'll hold a little bit better. So here it's holding in my pocket. It's not the whole way in. Now I can take this deck, I'm talking, I drop the deck in, and I come out with the other deck. It's not a hard thing to do, especially when you have the misdirection that you will if you're doing it on the offbeat. So, I mean, I always give a little bit of a story before I start my effect. So I have really tried to get the audience invested in the effect. While I'm doing that, I have so much time in between each trick to just kind of turn and do this, or even if you have a case where you're doing all your magic from, and there's a case there next to the table, it's really easy to just kind of dip down into the case and bring out the next deck.
Hey guys, thanks for watching my video. If you like what you saw, check out one of my 2 previous videos by clicking on one of the videos you see here. You can also click on the big subscribe button at the bottom, which will take you to my page where you can subscribe, and you'll be able to see the latest videos. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. Thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe.